All right, let's get started. Welcome. I hope everyone's going well tonight. Yeah, we're just going to jump straight back into it and continue off where we were. Some things that we were sort of thinking about is reduce the number of fields that were passing through here. We can essentially pass the serializer to get the document description, get the folder. We can pass that one still through. Don't think about the file. But maybe, so we've got upload and file, we'll see what we can do. So down here, we've got the handle, all that. We could also move this out into its own thing, just because the profile picture could also utilize this. So we've got the upload, we've got the file, which will be the document name itself. And I'm just wondering, we could I'm just thinking about this. We could put a lot more information into the serializer itself. So we've got the document description and we've got this. Now the document description, that's the document description. Yeah, okay, cool. And the file is the file name. All right, cool. And Dan Smat, yo, how are you doing too? I'm doing good. How are you? Hopefully you're also going well. So yeah, welcome back. So what I could potentially do, the document description, I see what's happening here. Yeah, we're just making sure that it's still the same name, so we can't really pass the validation through. Oh, actually, no, we can move that down. We can move it into here. Oh, you're great. Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. I'm just cleaning up this at the moment. So we'll still need file because we need to make sure this still works and all that kind of stuff. But the document description itself, I feel like we don't need any more. Because that can be passed down with the serialize. And we're passing through the request. I don't think we need the files. We'll need the file because we'll need the name and all that kind of stuff passed through. And we need to actually double check that the size is perfectly fine up here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to split this code to the right. I know you guys won't be able to see what's on the right, but I'm keeping this section down on the right just to remind me. Also, we still need to deal with the file handler. So this is create. We essentially go into here. Now I'm passing through request. Upload gets deleted, file stays, all of that gets parent folder. Oh yeah, those get deleted. That gets deleted. And what else is there? Oh, we're on an ad break. All right, how's everyone going? Hopefully going well. Oops, I keep dropping a peanut. I've got about a minute left of the ads. I am joined here today Socks is right there. There she is, looking all socky. Well, there we go. There you go, Socks. You get those butt rubs. No one needs to see me eat peanuts. We've got about 30 seconds left of the ads. Thank you. I've had to take off the cap locks and the F1 key because I keep fat fingering them. Drives me nuts. It's just a key cron. Yeah, it's that one. Oh, and welcome back, everyone. All right. I don't have chill hop music on at the moment because the catalog's empty. Right, we do have is profile picture passing through to at the moment. I'm just wondering if I'm going to remove it. I know this code will be duplicated later on, and what will actually happen is we will. Then again, and by that time I would have forgotten. I might. Yeah. All right. We'll continue on doing with this. We might move this out into its own function. But that's fine. We can deal with that later. Okay, so we've got self, we've got request, we'll have serializer in here. And over here, I'll put the false. Alright, I've fucked up. We've got the request, we have the file, and we have the serializer, and then we'll have the profile picture. Alright, cool. Yeah, alright, sweet. Alright. So in here, what we want to do is we'll have the serializer dot valid data, and then yeah, it's just description. We know that oops, wrong key. We know that I forgot what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. It wasn't really important. Rename the element. Is that spelt wrong? Oh, who cares? Let's just move on. So we've got the document save. This would be document submit key file. Yep, all of that. Yep. All right, cool. And microwave, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. We're just continuing on where we left off on Monday. All right, document permission. We've got the change user, request user, document key, is profile picture. That's going to pass through. Oops. Let me just change that very, very quickly. There we go. I don't know why that one's complaining over there, but I, at this moment, don't care. We've got the parent folder. Now, we don't have a value for parent folder. So what we've got to do is... All right, parent folder equals, this will be serializer dot validated data parent folder. Easy done. And that passes through all of that. Yeah, we're just got to do that. And the rest falls into place really easily. Now, we don't have the upload. So the upload will equal the request dot... did I delete it over here? I have already. Shoot. Not a problem. Am I a Mac user? So for my 9 to 5, I have a Mac, yes. But at the moment, I'm just using Ubuntu on my main tower. So, yeah. All right, where do I want to go? NearBeach. We're going to go into views. We're going to go into the document stuff in here. Sorry, be gone. Oh, getting really tired very, very quickly. I want to essentially do this. Aha, there we go. That's what we want to get. But we want to remove the thing at the end. We need the file handler. We set it down at the bottom. So that will handle the file handler, and then in the file handler we've got everything set up. Alright. So I won't need that anymore. I won't need that. I will look. Sorry, just absolutely yawning like there's no tomorrow. I do apologize. So, and thank you very much, Odion. Thank you very much, Odion, for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. Alright, so I did discuss what I wanted to do with this the other day. What I want to do is I want to extract this out and put it somewhere else. And I think I did that. All right, yeah, I did. And then we got the file handler here. We've got the class file handler. And then I just need the def itself. Which, in reality, I can actually put it in this file handler. all I need to do no, I don't want to create a class for that. I've got the Azure file handler here. I just realized something. I've done a big spelling mistake here and I've just noticed it. All right, cool. There we go. I think that should be fine. Oh, you're good? Oh, that's good to hear. So now when I go to the document service, I should be able to just import this in like this. Like that. And all of this should essentially be set up, done now. So yeah, I'm liking this. So we're passed through the serializer, we're actually happy with that. So to utilize, now this is with the profile picture. Now the thing is, I don't think it's using self within, oh no, it is using self within here. Okay. Idea is we want to try dry, so don't repeat ourselves and stuff like that. The code is going to be pretty much exactly the same. It's just that we're passing through a boolean. Yeah. So I'm just signing out and signing back into ChillHop. I actually like the blue switches. I really like loud keyboard clickly clacks. So yeah, I don't mind. The keyboard here is quite old. It's quite manky too. I realized looking at behind the keys. Some of the keys are wearing down now. So the N key, sometimes I need to press it a couple of times. The escape key, I need to press it a couple of times to get stuff to work, which is annoying, I'm not going to lie. So I'm just seeing if they fix this issue. I'm just going to do this for a second. Oh God, I just put my monitor on like a 45-degree angle. There we go. You guys get to see socks because I've got to type into a code. They haven't fixed it. Boo. There's darting eyes. Yeah, she's a bit unsure what's actually happening. She's like, what are you doing? Go. All right. We are going to be using this in multiple places, but if I do move it out into its own sort of function, stuff like that, I don't think I'll handle profile picture uploads in here. That should be handled in its own separate place. And it's not hard to extract this, because we just had to pass through that. And we could probably extract that out too, and all right. Yeah, let's do that. It's just going to be as simple as grabbing all of this, right-hand click, cut. We're just pasting it in with, we're chucking it through the linter. I don't think I'll need this anymore. But we'll put it through here. And I'll do this. And there we go. Or I need to go from Django conf import settings. That handles that. If we go in here, we can remove that now. We can remove that. Oh, so we've got the request. It's Django. Django is the backend framework. The front end will be VueJS. Oops. I'll still need destination and location ID to pass through. We'll have the file, we'll have the serial, we'll have the is profile picture. We'll import document, we'll import document permissions. There won't be any self here at all. Which means delete end. It's just easier passing through these two than the whole self thing. There's not too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. It's on the edge of how much I want to pass through. We want to do something like that. We just need to import that, which that will be from Django.db.models import. Now that's not Q, that's meant to be F field. And the document serializes, yeah, that's, there we go, that's pretty easy to import. And that's it, just pulling it out and putting it in its own place. We will need to do that. And it does mean this is kind of broken. But what we do is we do that and then we import it like that. And that's it. We will need to match that up properly. So we'll have request, destination, and location ID. Like so. And those are all the fields in there. So we're quite happy with that. That will bump into there. This will do all its thing. This is now a little bit leaner. That's a good question. So in this sort of case, I've got a class. And instead of passing all the values through into each of these different methods within that class, what I can do is I can set up variables at the top. Now this is an abstracted class, so I'll just quickly go to the abstracted class. What I could do is I could easily pass the destination and location ID when initializing it. And that way, whenever I'm in, let's say, delete, and I need either destination or location, which I do, I just go self.destination, self.location. Instead of having to pass it into this method through one of these attributes. if that makes sense. In the case of the handle document, this is now becomes a function. It doesn't belong under a class, so I don't have access to that, which is why I'm passing it through here. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, there will be times where doing something like this is a lot better. And there'll be other times where doing the self sort of stuff like this is better. All right, we've done that to do. We've now shortened this up considerably. All right. I'm happy with this. There's no issues popping up. This has no issues either. And we can use this particular function for when we want to upload profile pictures, because it's, once again, it's going to be the exact same code. I just threw that peanut across the table. The exact same code. It's just this particular value goes to a true. Oh, good. Glad that it does make sense. Go on, chill hop, fix your stuff. And the case, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. How are you going? Now, I think I've done with the back end for the moment. Now, we haven't tested. We're going to be testing that very, very shortly. Yeah. Yes, Django. How did you know? We do use VueJS for the front end. And we're going to start moving on to the front end now that I'm sort of, oh no, probably not. Azure Functions has had an issue. From NearBeach servers, document file handler, import file. Cannot import file handler from partially. Have I broken something? Should be able to port that. Oh, it might be having a problem because of that. Most likely due to a circular import. Yes. All right. So the circular import is because of this. Essentially, I'm importing the Azure file handler into here to service that. However, this needs that file handler. So it makes a giant little circle of pain and regret. So what we're going to do is we're going to branch this out and go get file handler. I'm going to add that into the code. We're going to stop our server and we're just going to cut that out. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put that in. And we got this. Now we are going to break other things in the document service. No, not the document service. We break it somewhere. I'm going to hit the button and see where we break it. There we go. It's going to tell us. Yeah, it's right there. All right, no problem. We just remove that. We go over here. We just hit this. The system knows where it is. He's done. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put it there. We're going to hit stop. We're going to hit play again. Hope for the best. Oh. I forgot to do some of these. Oh, all right. Connect to client S3. I have not imported that in whatsoever. So it looks like I'm not quite finished with the backend yet. But the good news is a lot of this code, once again, we're going to reuse. So it's just this little section here. Now this is going to be underscore. So this is going to be private. It will go after the init though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little underscore there. That's just to say, hey guys, this is a private function. Please don't use it outside of this context. And then we've got to pass that through. Okay, sucks. You want to give me belly rubs? You're like, nope, no belly rubs. Ah. All right, the config itself. Oh. There you go. Sucks. You know you're blocking people's view of you, right? There you go. We're gonna. You know what? It's a good enough camera angle. All right. Sucks. Judgment. I don't see any more red, so we're going to try that again. All right. Oh, down here. All right. No. So we're going to make this a static method because nothing in this code is referencing anything outside the code. So we'll make a static method. That way that should fix this up here. Yep. That little tiny things you've got to do when you're going from refactoring old code. All right. We're running everything now. All right, we're in. Now, this is still with the mock-up design. What we're going to do today is we're going to actually connect it up to the API and hope for the best. And we're definitely going to fix up a lot of this. Now, some of this might be Welk, in which case we'll need to fix up those bugs in Welk. Not a problem, we'll record them and hopefully fix them up either tonight or Friday. All right. I really do like the layout of this, so we are going to keep a lot of this, which is good news. Considering all of this is working, I'm going to close all those tabs. I'm going to minimize all of this. I'm going to open up this. I'm going to go to source, components, object component. This will be the document, and we are on an ad break. So let's go over here. Let's patch socks. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. Yeah, I think the documents is going a lot more smoothly than the object links. Object links still has quite a few bugs in there. I am meaning to actually test that out thoroughly and write down each bug and the solution to it. I just haven't had time. But But yeah, once the document's done, we do notes and comments, and then the MISC, which are going to be a lot easier to do because they're very simple CRUD. In fact, it might be one of those sort of cases where when we get the notes and comments done, we copy and paste the CRUD for the public links. Yeah. Now, it's not too bad at the moment. Oh, it's 15 degrees. Oh, it's going to get down to 9. Oh, I might start bringing in some of my chili bushes. That's cold. All right, we've got about 3 seconds left of the ads, and welcome back, everyone. 9 degrees. Oh, my poor chili bushes. I brought some of the younger ones in, so yeah, they just got to survive till the spring. All right. Documentation. Let's just get the this working first. And then let's get the get functionality working first. So if we go localhost API version 1, let's go project, and then we set documents. All right, so we don't have this working so far. Let's fix it. Field ID expected a number but got documents. Well, that's annoying. Let's go back to the back end. Let's go Views API. Actually, no, this will be part of services. This will be quite literally document services. This will be part of the get list. That's it. No. Oh no. I didn't even get there. All right. Let's hit that. Oh. Oh, this is part of the check user permissions. Oh, okay. All right. So, destination permission. I think it's got to be object permission. Field ID, but instead got documents. All right. Check object. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna put a breakpoint there, and I know what I've done. I've just found a bug. Really weird one. I'm gonna undo this. So, issues. New issue. This would be for NearBeach. So, API getting 500 errors when All right. If you navigate to a URL that does not exactly exist, for example, API version 1, this is, let's say, project, and then documents. System will give you a 500 error instead of a 404 page. All right, cool. So I'm just typing this out for future me. All right, cool. Yeah, that's because I just didn't have the ID in there correctly. That's it. So I'm just getting that in. I'll get that sorted. But, oh, sorry, we're good. I wanted to get that back to there. We're now here. I'm going to undo that. I'm just going to go, yep, play. I'm just going to hit play again. And then play again. Play. I don't know why I got it so many times. But here it is. Here's our documents and stuff like that. So we've got folder null, document null, null. Yep, all right, cool, sweet. There's the description. There's the key itself. Awesome, that's all we really need. All right, cool. So we're going to get this and put it here. So I'm just going to close all tabs. We're just going to go, yeah, to the documents. We're going to go document component in here. So this is split up into little tiny sort of things. So we've got the div class document. Or do you want to remove the word component from there? But that's fine. It's just because it's a single thing. So we'll have 3 sections. So up here is the create and filter, then the breadcrumbs, and then the document list render. So by default, in the breadcrumbs, we've just got all of this. Socks, you okay there? You attacking everyone now. You're like, no one's giving you treats, so you're like, screw you guys, I'm gonna move you and hit you and stuff. Oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Sorry, I just got distracted. Oh, yeah, now I remember. What I want to do is I want to figure out a way of how we can do this. I think I know of a way. What I want to do is pass down the description and the folder ID, and that's all. And I think yeah, she does like to hit the camera every now and then. I used to have another webcam. This is going back years ago now. And she would always jump up and smack it off the my monitor. It ended up breaking. It broke my webcam. It was an expensive webcam too. Which does remind me, I do need to get another webcam. And fairly soonish. Alright. So what I was thinking, and I'll just put this up here, just so everyone can see, is we pass down an array, and inside the array, in order of the folders, So I'm just thinking how we can actually do the jumping and stuff like that. I think I figured it out. We'll have folder ID. Let's say that's 12. And description. Folder description. Kind of like this. I'm just doing this as an example and thinking it out aloud. Now, what I can do is we always want the end span out here. We don't want an A tag wrapped around it or anything like that. Just because you're at that level. Also because this one has special CSS in it down here, where we add the ellipsis, but we put it in the middle if memory serves me correctly. Oh, hang on, I can actually do it here. Oh, we put it at the start. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, we put it at the start, and the person can click on that to go to a higher level. So actually getting these components isn't hard at all. Because there will be the root component, which is by default. And then if someone navigates to a different level, oh, sorry, that was the chair creaking and stuff like that. If someone goes to another level, let's say they jump up 2 levels, I can get that index at least. And just delete everything after it. And then when someone goes down a level, I can just add it to this array. Yeah, I think that's going to be the solution. Where I'm going to have that functionality, now that's where I want to figure out. Because we can have all this in a store and have it done fairly easily and stuff like that. However, we can pass information up into here and then pass it down very easily. So in here, what I can do I can do that. I can have a folder ID and I can pass that down. I can deal with the folder list at this level too. And do the manipulation at this level and pass that down. That won't be too bad to do. Oh, yeah, I got my peanut. For your personal, fully local non-team product management, I've been trying Obsidian. I've never used Obsidian. Okay. Well, fair enough. Oh, this is music back. Come on, chill out, music. Come back. Yes. All right. There you go. Sorry, I've over listened to those tracks. All right. It's working fairly good, especially because I just feed it Markdown into the coding assistant. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, getting back into this, I feel like we can deal with the folder array up here. You gotta be careful moving like that. This chair will creak really suspiciously again. All right. Stores and styles, utilities. We've got interfaces. What I want to do is I want to create a new interface file. It's just, oh yeah, that's how you set it up. New, let's go file. What are we going to call this? Folder array interface .ts. All right, I'll keep it as simple as that for the moment. So at the moment, we just need to export interface. This will be folder array interface. What we'll have is the folder ID. That's just going to be a number. We'll have the folder description. Actually, it'll just be the label. There'll be a string. Is this JetBrains? Yes, yeah. So I'm using PyCharm at the moment. Just full disclosure, I get a free license. JetBrains has free licenses for open source projects. Oh, that's not part of the pricing thing. Oh, licenses for open source developers. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So I do get it for free. That's just full disclosure. All right, so in here, what we want to do is we want to go folder array interface. We know we're going to have that as an array like that. That's perfectly fine. At the start, it's going to be nothing. So in the breadcrumbs, I'm going to get rid of this now. We want to define props. We want to go const props equals define props. What we want to do is have folder array. There's going to be type array. Oh, I keep forgetting what this is. Oh, and it's prototype. Prop type. And this is where I, yeah. I have to do it like this, and then we go folder array interface, and we do something like that. I used to swear by PyCharm. I genuinely loved it. Are you running any typing on this Python project? What? Like as in like types? I will So at the moment, I'm just getting as much of the old code refactored and back into NearBeach. Once that's done, I'll actually look at implementing typings in this vertical slice. Once that typing has been done, it's all the unit testing and all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping to wrap up this vertical slice soon. Yeah, this keeps running away from me at the moment. All right, so we're going to say required is going to be true. Because, yeah, it's definitely needed. We need to also do that like that. Wrong one. There we go. We'll just need this up. We'll get the linter to do the rest. We're also going to need to define computed. And that's easy. So what we've got to do is we've got to have one that does the middle span, and we've got to have the one that does the end span. I run the JetBrains font even though I run Z. Oh, fair enough. I don't know what font I've got on at the moment. I thought I changed it at one point. I have JetBrains mono. I did have mono. I can't say it. I had another one on for a little while, which I really liked. Key font. I had this font on for a little while. So yeah, I like this font for a little while. Wonder what license they've got. Yeah, and it was easy for me to read, so which is why I liked it. Now, we're going to have two computes, one for this loop in here, and one for the text here. All right, let's go const folder, current folder name. Hang on, current folder label. We'll keep this consistent. Equals computed. We're just returning pain at the moment. Perfectly fine. No, I'm doing something wrong. All right, cool. So what we want to do is we want to take this one out, and we just want to type in and that's it. So in here, if folder array length is 0, return null string. All right, easy done. So if this is where we go, props dot folder array dot length equals 0. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of C# today. Return an empty string. So it will still render the end span, which is fine. It'll just be nothing's in there. which I think will be fine. We're not going to hide that with an if statement or anything like that. It'll be fine. Now, get last array object and return the label. So what we want to do is we want to go return props dot folder array, and then we'll have props dot folder array dot length -1, because remember, arrays start at 0, so if you got an array of length 1, you got a -1 to get that to that 0. This will be label. Now it's going to complain about that, so we're just going to put a question mark. If this fails, that question mark will just have an empty string and stuff like that. That's fine. I'm not worried about that at all. That will be fine. So that always gets the last one. If it's at the top, like up here, we don't care. Now, with these middle spans, what we want to do is const get in between folders equals computed. Okay, so try now. There you go, so just double check that. Yeah, there you go. Look Regan now. Alright, so get in between folders. What we want to do is if the props.folder array is less than or equal to 1, there's nothing to do. So we just return an empty array. That's perfectly fine. Now we want to exclude the last. Oh yeah, this is. What we want to do is exclude the last. Keep getting one. Splice. Slice. Or pop. Oh, pop. Cool. Let's try that out. There we go, a.pop. Ah, sweet. That's going to mutate that. In which slice would be better? Slice returns a shallow copy of the portion array to a new array object. All right, yep. So start and end. All right, cool. So if we've got, fuck, there's a lot of warnings and errors. If we got var a equals a, b, c, d, e, f, g, like that, and we can. There's 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 in there, so a.length is 7. There we go. So what we kind of want to do is a 0. a.length minus 2, and that's it. Sorry. Oh, maybe 1. There you go, perfect. So that's kind of what we want. We don't need to set up a temp array or anything like that. We just need to return the props.folderArray.slice0 to props.folderArray minus 1. That's all we need to do. Dot length. Sorry. And that's it. That will give us all of these. So we can now do a simple A, B4, folder in get in between folders. We'll set that up for the moment like that. We'll need to set the key equals, this is going to be folder.folderID. Easy done. We are going to do a V on. Oh, we need the type. We need the class equals navigation button. It's done. We're going to do that, and then it's going to be folder.label. There we go. We need a V on that goes at the very end. This is a click, and then what we're going to do is we're going to emit that data upstream. Now, so I'm just having a quick think. So I could do the folder ID, which will be easy, but then I'm calculating where in the array that folder ID is. Founders are paranoid about their IDs being stolen, and that's what drives them away from open sourcing their code. Do you think a developer can reorientate themselves to get value? All right, IDs are cheap. IDs are really, really cheap. It's the implementation of those IDs that is expensive. You can come up with the best idea ever, and if you do nothing with it, you won't get anything from it. But if you implement it yourself, then you get that value. And as for the one problem with open source is funding. You look at any sort of open source project out there, yeah, a lot of them are asking for money. And that's where I can understand some founders being like, no, I'm not going to open source my idea because I want to sell it as a SaaS. And I'll be like, fair enough. I don't have any plans of selling NearBeach as a SaaS. So I'm just happy if people use my work. All right, so on click, there is such a thing, kinda. So TestLink is an open source test management suite. It hasn't been updated in a long time. But are these guys no longer around? All right. Anyway, this is probably very old news, but I don't think that's relevant anymore. But yeah, if I would not be surprised if there's dozens of different corporations that sort of host open source applications for you through a sort of managed SaaS subscription. Now we can, for example, if you're a small company, you don't want to run your own sort of infrastructure and stuff like that, which is fair enough if you're a small company. You might want to actually handball that off to someone else to do that hosting and manage that for you. So yeah, I think that is a possibility for that. Whether or not that particular company then gives back to the open source software, I don't know. We've seen through MongoDB, I think it was, yeah, where they were having issues with AWS. Oh, yeah, don't know. All right, so when someone clicks on this, we're going to go update folder location, and we're passing through a value of index. Now I don't have that here at the moment. We're going to have to emit stuff up and so forth like that. Easy done. And to find emits will be something like that. That will be update folder location. Oh, in which case, so I'm just trying to think. I can upload 2 values, make my life easier. But I'm not going to because it's redundant. So we got this. I'm going to go emit dot upload. All right, no, it's not letting me do it here. So I'm going to create that little function now. So to find functions, what we're going to do, function update folder location. We've just got an index, and what we've got to make this a number, and we just go emit dot update folder location. Hang on. I'm mucking up the emits, aren't I? Oh yeah, I am too. In which case, I probably don't need this here, because I can probably just do it down here. Update folder location, and then what we want to go in here is we're passing through index. That's it. That's all we're passing through. Now that should handle all of those. So in here, we've got a bunch of stuff now that we need to key in here. So we need to go folder array equals folder array. We also got v on update folder location. We're going to create that function in a second. And then here we've got we got that. All right, easy done. So data goes up. Now, folder ID doesn't need to go into here. Yeah, this is just rendering out the list of folders and stuff like that. When someone clicks on that, we send it upstream. We've got the key set to the folder ID. Yeah, perfect. Easy done. All right, so we go over here. Go var a equals yeah, why not? I keep mistyping. So let's say I'm going to click on A. So that index is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So if I go a.slice 0, and then we said the index was going to be 4. That's not what we want. We actually want to add a plus. Shoot. I just realized we've just created a bug. So yeah. Where's that documentation? All right, so I'm using the slice. We've got the start and the end. A shallow copy of a portion of the array into a new array selector from start to end, and not included, where start and end represent the index. All right. So how come when I went a dot, oh, I said splice. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, don't worry. If I do splice 0, we're trying to get E. So A will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how it doesn't work. We've got a +1 to get the E in. All right, yeah, I'm exhausted. So idiotic mistakes are going to happen right now. So we've got a +1 to the index. That's not going to be a problem. And then that still survives like that. Great, that's what we want. So we want the folder array to equal the folder array dot value to equal the folder array dot value dot slice, not splice, 0 to data dot index +1. All right, so that will give us the correct dimensions. All right, that will get rid of any other folders in there. We now need to update the folder array, the folder ID. And the best thing is, if I go b equals a dot slice 0, actually, hang on, let's do pseudocode in here. So we've got our A. Let's say we click on E. Okay, that will make index equal to 4. All right, because A starts at 0. We can test that by going A index. And there we go, there's our E. So if we go var b equals a dot slice 0 index plus 1, we now have our new array. Cool. And if we go b dot index, we've got our E. And hello Loki, how are you going? So we're going to do the same thing here. Update folder ID. So we'll have folder ID dot value equals folder array dot value. Then we pass through our data dot index, and then we do our dot, and we got our folder ID. And that's it, apart from the fact that it always wants that question mark there. Yeah, hi, how are you? Hopefully you're going well. Now, this is going to throw up a little issue being like, well, what if there's an undefined? If that is the case, we just go question 0. That will be fine. I don't foresee that actually happening because we've got to have data in the folder array at that sort of index value and so forth like that. There are 3 types of mistakes that takes an hour to debug whilst you're awake at 3. Yep. Oh, that's the type of mistake. Yes, yeah. I've had a few of them in the past. I've also had many typos. So yeah. So that now should handle when it's no longer there, but let's do the mock-up. Because it's on the mock-up. Oi. That will handle now if someone clicks on any of those. Now, if someone clicks on the root one, we're going to do something slightly different. Oh, the mock-up's with VueJS. So it's very dumb in the sense that it's just designed to get a feel for how I wanted the redesign to work and stuff like that compared to how NearBeach currently works. And also to get some quick feedback on it. So in reality, nothing actually works on it, but you can see how everything's sort of laid out and so forth like that. And you can kind of see how I'm changing things up, how I've sort of looked at it for a while, got some feedback and started actually applying it to NearBeach, the refactor. So a good example would be adding in borders now to actually definitely outline the differences between all of these, and yeah. All right, so straight away we've got to go document here. With the breadcrumbs, when someone clicks on the root level, we're essentially zeroing everything out. So this will always be here, type button, all that kind of fun stuff. We're just breaking that out like that. We're going to go over on click equals, go to root level of go to root folder. In fact, we're just going to omit that straight up. And that won't have any arguments in it whatsoever. We are going to go in here just key that in there like that. There it go. Everything's sort of happy now. We're happy. In this one, I'm going to do the function first. In this sort of case, what we've got to do, folder array.value is, we're blanking it out. Easy done. And then folder id.value equals 0. We'll state that set default values. There, that's it. And that's the root folder. And that's, I'm pretty sure that's it with the breadcrumbs. The root should be appearing. It's not at the moment. So we're going to hit on documents. Ah, there we go. Now it's appearing. Now that / is appearing because of the last one, right? Yeah. And we can shrink those texts and stuff like that, but for the moment, I'm kind of happy with it being that size. I do want to fix this upload. But first, I want to try for a bug first. All right. I'm going to put on good 2G. I'm going to hit refresh. This is going to take a little while to load. I want to see if it's possible to get to that document state. Before everything has loaded in. I do apologize, this will take a little while to do. I need to go with the all. God. Alright. It's huge. Side view next. I like pulling in everything on that. Oh. Alright, so it's got the menu. Now loading in things. Alright. I believe the project loaded in before documentation loaded in. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to up this to regular 3G. This is taking way too long. It's alright. I really want to, before I actually do the next part, I want to actually see if I'm going to have a problem and if I need to actually work around it. That's why I'm doing this. I'm going to zoom out so I can see everything. So we know we get the nav bar soon. There we go. So we got that. Then it gets those. Oh, there is a possibility. All right. And what I'm talking about is you'll notice that the linked objects down here don't do anything straight away. The reason why is we actually don't have the object data. So, as a workaround, we wait until everything's loaded before we load that information in. I think I need to do that here. And I'm going to try and cause a 500 error. All I need to do is click on document. I haven't programmed in documents at all. But I'm going to click on documents before everything gets loaded in. Yeah, going to have a problem. Boom, and then things are loaded in. Yeah, all right. Definitely going to be a problem. So the way we get around it with the linked objects, if I go to linked objects, we have an onMounted. All right. If the object is loaded, it'll load in the data. We also have a watch where we watch the source if it's loaded, async new value, and load data. Now, we should also do a secondary check. We should, I don't need a tick in here. We should also have a status in here being like, what's the status of the current thing and so forth like that. For example, we do have is loaded. But, because there is a chance that you hit the backend twice. And a way to stop that is to have a status of this application. However, that being said, when this application loads up, the likelihood of this section, oh fuck off, excuse my French, this section actually not being true, sorry, this section actually being true is extremely low. Essentially, you would have to have extremely fast connection and stuff like that. All right, cool. Yep. Yeah, I don't think this will be a problem. But the great news is we can just copy this. So we'll need to import the watch. We'll need to import a bunch of things. So we've got the refs. We've got the define state. So const object store equals use object store. That comes through. We import that. We import that. We just need now load data, which can go down here. So function load data. And then we can do our things in here. Now, when we have the load data in there, oh, it needs to be async. Because we're going to do a fetch. Is loaded value false? So that's a local is loaded. Which I'm going to also put through here. Don't know why I need a boolean. We'll leave it like that. So loaded data is loaded dot value equals false. Cool. I can spread that down. Not a problem. Oh, we've got an ad break. All right. How's everyone going? Sorry, I'll do this so no one gets motion sickness. Socks is fast asleep at the moment. So, yeah. Actually, no, she's slightly awake. Hopefully everyone's going well. I don't know what the time is. 8:30 almost. So, yeah, I'll see how long I can last. I am fading. I do apologize. I just need more sleep. I've got about 25 seconds left of the ads, and then we can get back into it. I'm hoping to get at least the stuff sort of rendering out. Once again, we gotta test it like there's no tomorrow. Yeah. All right. We're about a couple of seconds left. Welcome back, everyone. So in here, we're all hunky-dory. We're going to fetch. Just because I'm really, really tired, I'm going to put that over there so I remember what we're doing. Await fetch. Alright, cool. So that will hit the API version 1. This will be the object store dot destination, and this is the bug that it will hit. It'll actually, these particular values will not be populated, hence it won't work. Object store dot ID, and this is documents. And then we got the init side of things. All right. That's pretty much it. We now need to go. Oh, this will get the data. Nice. All right. This will get all the data that we want, which is good news for us. So if we actually go back to the API, you'll see here that we've got documents, folders, and max upload size. So great news. So up here, we'll have what the fuck? Sorry, excuse my French. I'm just realizing folder array. Do you use raw fetch like this? Like this? Yeah, I use it like that. I'm moving off Axios and other stuff. Yeah. So I used to use Axios quite a lot. I'm moving off it ever since I've discovered Fetch. I do remember an old way of doing HTTP calls in JavaScript, and I just didn't like it. All right, I might have a. So we've got documents, we've got folders. I'm trying to think of a better name for that one. We've got breadcrumbs. I could call it folder breadcrumbs or breadcrumbs array. Which is probably a better name for it. Folder ID, we might call current folder ID. But first, we've got to find all the places where this is and update it. And to be consistent, I'm going downstream. Like that. The reason being is, if we have a look over here, I've got something called folders. I don't want people to get confused which one's which, whereas this is like, okay, breadcrumbs array does make sense. We just now got to update it everywhere. And I'm sure I could do a find and replace, but I'm way too tired to figure out how to do that in Vim at the moment. All right, so that has been done. Now, if we go up here, breadcrumbs array, we should also type in current folder ID. All right, and then we just search for folder ID. That one's fine. That's it. So yeah, that's just two naming conventions which have just changed. So const documents equals ref, or I need to actually rename this one. It's going to be called breadcrumbs array. I'm just going to copy that. Stop knocking things over. Thank you. We're just going to delete that. We're just going to hover over this. Oops, press the wrong thing. Just import it like that. So this is copy and paste code architecture. What do you mean by that? Using raw fetches and other raw APIs. So essentially, we'll have an API. This is some results of the API. And yeah, we'll be putting this into particular references and sending them downstream and upstream and so forth like that to be rendered out over here. Okay, yeah, of course, I've got problems at the moment. But yeah, to render out here, ignore the fact that that's open. There you go, like that. We're just working on this document section down here at the moment. All right, so we've got documents, ref. I'm just going to put that for the moment. We're going const folders equals ref. We're going to do that. We're going to need to put in interfaces for those, so that way everywhere knows what they're sort of set up like. We've got document item interface already. Key description. Ooh, I don't know. I've also got the folder one too. It doesn't fit in there, but I don't know. Show usage. It's in the document list. Hang on a minute. This might be me doing this a while ago, being like, we're going to pretend it's going to be like this. In which case I can edit this. This is going to be fine. Not to worry about this at all. I've got way too many tabs open. I'm just going to close all of this at the moment. We're going to go back up to the document component. So my assumption is that's going to be the document item interface. And that's going to be the folder. Oops, sorry, socks. Padding. There you go, forgive me. Folder item interface. Oh, whoops. We don't want that from Welk. We actually want that from NearBeach. And we want that from NearBeach. All right, cool. We're going to have problems, but that's perfectly fine. We're going to fix that up in a second. So we've got the document component. We've got all of that. We've got the response. I know link object. With that response, we've actually got to wait for the response. So that's fine. What we do, fetch response. We just go data equal, actually it'll be const data equals await response dot JSON. And we could so that's the breadcrumbs, that's the document, that's the drop down, that's the folder, that's the menu. I'm going to move a couple of the things around. Yeah, refactor that. Yeah, refactor that. Yeah, refactor that. Drop down menu. All right, cool. That's fine. Oh, did I put them in stores? Oh, man, idiot. All right, so there they are. Easy done. I could do one that sort of does all three, and that way I can state that this data is going to be like that. But it's just as easy to do it like this. Like that. But then again, you're getting very, very messy here. And I feel like I can use this in multiple different places. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to see what I called it on the back end, because the back end naming convention will help me with the front end naming convention. We've got the serializer, we've got the documents, we've got the file system serializer. So I'm going to call it that too, file system interface. Easy done. And this is export interface file system interface. We got that open. Then we've got document. Just double checking that's documents. Sorry, documents, and that will be document item interface. Like that. And then we go back here and we click on that and we import it from NearBeach. Folders, double check that is, yep, like that. So we got the folder item interface. We're importing that from NearBeach and we got it like that. If you use await and then is not needed. So what you're saying is I could potentially do something like this. Like that. Now the one problem is, what happens if there's an error in this? Oh, that's what I used to hate, that XML HTTP request stuff. Ugh. Alright, let's not talk about that. Now I could potentially do it in a try catch. So yeah, that does work. Oh, sorry, be good. Oh. I'm just wondering if they've actually got catch on this page. So yeah, they've got it in a try catch, which, all right, yeah, sure, I'm happy doing that. That's not going to be a problem. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Yeah. Oh, cough. Excuse my French. All right, cool. Let's do that. Tell user we are loading. Actually, if there is an error, we need to tell the user that we've finished that. Yeah, with the wrapping in try catches and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. That's not a problem. So that then becomes fetching in the stuff. So we got the response, and then we just get the response data in here, and then get the data, and then divvy the data out. And then that's as simple as doing documents. Actually, did we have yeah, we did have it as plural. I forgot where I was. Value equals data dot documents. Easy done. Folders dot value equals data dot folders. Now, that is going to be a file system. Oh my god, I can't type. Interface. And we're just going to import that. Now this is complaining. Oh, wait. There we go. I just need to await that. Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much, Raz. You caught that before I did. Alright, we just got that to there. Yeah, I don't mind it being in the try catch. I will. The one thing is, I'm trying to be consistent with this code. So I will. The good news is, I do need to go back through a lot of the code and rip out Axios. Not going to be a problem. It's going to happen. Yeah. I'll clean that up at the same time. Now, we do have one more field that we need to put in this. That is the max upload size. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paste that in. Ooh. And so what we get from the back end. Well, that's going to be fun. All right. This should be done. All right, let's jump over here. Let's open up this. Let's move this over here. Realize that we do have a few errors that we've got to fix. Let's hit refresh. Realize I put it on regular 3G. I'm going to just undo that and refresh again. Oh, we don't have any errors. Let's go to the network, XHR. Sorry, choking on a peanut. Let's go onto documents. We notice that we get the documents. We don't have anything in here. That's perfectly fine. I'm not fussed about that at all. Let's go into the view. Not Pinia. Whoops, my bad. Components. There we go. Let's just navigate down into these components. So the document component, documents, folders, and current folders, 0. All right, cool. So they're all zeroed out at the moment. If I go to 1, but we didn't get any errors. If I go to 1, assuming we don't have any errors, we don't. Oh, those, wrong one. Let's hit documentation. So we've got some data. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to go into view. We're going to go, once again, we're just navigating down all of this. I don't know where I am now. Non-split components, yep. Welk tabs, yep. I'm no longer on that. How do I refresh this? There we go. All right, and as you can see, that's updating perfectly fine, and we've got all the descriptions that we need. Now, I need to update our interfaces. That's all I need to do at the moment. So if I go into here, and I go into here, and then I go pasting some random stuff in here. So we'll have the key. There'll be a string. There'll be a string. Or string or null. Or null. Oh my god, I cannot type at the moment. Or I am actually, I think my L key's going then because I just hit that twice and it did nothing. That should be our new interface. Yeah, that should match the data from the back end and all that kind of stuff. So there it is. I'm happy with that. Now, this is going to throw up an issue because it's going to be like, oh, none of those match up with that interface and stuff like that. I'm not too worried. We've got the document and we've got the folders in there now. I don't think I've got one that has got folders created. No, and I don't think I can get... and Riz Coding. I'm refactoring NearBeach, an open source project management system. All right, cool. Folders. I'm not going to worry about that too much at the moment. I can actually grab that information from the back end. Oh, I am missing one thing. It's the max folder upload, max upload size. And we're putting it in right now. Need to test the API. The good news is a lot of it's all refactored code, and yeah, we will be testing it. Don't you worry. I'll be doing a lot of unit tests and so forth like that with it. So yeah. All right. So essentially we're getting stuff from the back end. As for the folders, I can quickly do that. The folder serializer, that's just going to be ID, description, and parent folder. So that's going to be ID. I'm just going to put that over there because I am absolutely tired as hell. It's the wrong one anyway. There we go. So I'm fading very, very fast. I'm just going to get this done. So we've got the ID, description, and parent folder. Oh, do we put that with the interface? Oh, have I fucked up here? Possibly. There we go. All right. Cool. I'm probably going to call it there tonight. I'm absolutely exhausted. Sorry. Next stream, what I want to do is I want to get the folder stuff down. Once that's down, we've then got the documents and folders. We just need to pass that down into the below component and then implement the all the computed stuff and so forth like that. It shouldn't be too hard to actually implement. Yeah, and then once we've got that, I want to get the creation started. So once the creation has been started, then we can really sort of add data in and test it out and start writing out all our unit tests and stuff like that for this. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long to get stuff done with this one. Oh yeah, I put the delete over there. Yeah, all right. We just hit an ad break. Right. Sorry, I'm going to do this for those that are in the ad break because I don't want to raid whilst having an ad break because yeah, it's Twitch. But we know who we want to raid. We just got to got a minute left of this ad break, but we've got socks right here. There we go. And I might as well push for code tonight. All right. we've got about 30 seconds of the ads. I don't want to start the raid until the ad break is completely and utterly finished. But yeah. Yeah, sorry guys, I am fading pretty fast. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it. Anyway, alright, ad break should be finished now. Alright, well, welcome back everyone. We'll put it on the secret screen. Yeah, so I'm just calling it there tonight, but thank you very much for being here. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, I'm just a bit tired at the moment, so I'm going to go and lie down and then get some sleep. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day or evening wherever you are. Anyway, thank you. And for those on YouTube, sadly you won't be able to follow us, but thank you very much for being here, and don't forget to like and subscribe.